I am not taking personal readings at this time. Please do not get scammed by people posing as me in the comments section. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel, Roseology. So today's reading, I'm beginning, I guess you could say, a little bit of a series, but it's not really going to be a series. I'm just going to go through each of the chakras and pull a message from them. These are timeless messages, and today we're focusing on messages from the root chakra. And the root is the chakra that basically deals with our feelings of survival, fear. It's all about instincts. So anytime the root is triggered, it can throw off our entire chakra system and our entire being, because everything starts with the root, hence the name root for root chakra. So it's a very, very important chakra. Anytime you want to get into a spiritual journey, you got to start the root. You got to start with the physical body. Something that I've always spoken about and talked about is being is really trying to be inclusive of the human experience and not shy away from it or not reject it, but to actually combine both of these experiences, since we are multidimensional creatures. So I thought that today it would be really great to hear from the root chakra, especially given everything going on in the media. We've been talking about it over on Patreon now for maybe like a couple of months, about how the media is playing a lot into basically how the collective is dealing with everything that's been going on in the world, just with everything that's been happening. I don't know when you're seeing this reading, but there's just been so much in the news. I mean, people are going out to concerts and can't even enjoy themselves anymore because they're getting injured or killed. Just getting bombarded with news stories like that, and bombarded with all this tragedy and death and illness and sickness and struggle and challenge, and everything being on the brink of this, and we're on the brink of disaster and the brink of climate change. I mean, there's just so many things to worry about that I thought it was really important for us to check at the root chakra, or check in on the root chakra, obviously starting with the first chakra. So that's what we're doing today. And so, let's just head to the disclaimers. So this is a general reading, obviously, meaning that it's going to resonate with who it is meant to resonate with. Tarot does not and should not control or dictate your life. If you hear something you don't like and think you're just doomed to that reality, you're not using my readings correctly, because my readings are for confirmation and not answers. So at the end of the day, your free will, what you choose to do with it, will determine your life outcome, not a pick a card reading on YouTube. So please be responsible, be accountable, and use this as a guide to decipher the messages that your spiritual team has been trying to send you all along. For those of you that want to participate in the meditation, I'm just going to say that this is a general reading, so you have to intuitively be synced into the energy of this reading in order for it to personally resonate with you and for you. To help you do that and to help you select a pile with your third eye, not your physical ones, I'm going to be offering a 60-second meditation. Halfway through that meditation, I'm going to be placing crystals for my clairvoyants that like to pick piles with objects on them. And after the clairvoyant pile selection, there's going to be a clairaudient selection where I play a different tone for each pile, and you can select a pile based off of which tone resonates with you the most. If you're drawn to another pile, that's because there's another message for you in that pile. So if you are ready, get into a relaxed position, become aware of your entire body, starting with your feet, and work that awareness up in sections from the feet to the head. Then take a deep breath in through your nose for around 5 seconds. Hold that breath for 3 seconds, and then exhale for 6 to 7 seconds. Then ask your guides, spirit, ancestors, universe, or all of them, to connect you to your higher self, so you can receive confirmation as well as messages and answers and more clarity surrounding your root chakra. So this is pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. On pile 1 is a Botswana agate. On pile 2 is a dendritic agate. On pile 3 is stromatolite. All right, and pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with I think these color cards right here. These are actually called the Kaleidopope Swatches of Chakra deck. And so I'm going to be starting off with these cards just to sort of see, you know, I'm aware that the fact that the root chakra is red, but I just want to start off with these color cards to see what sort of energy or frequency that your root chakra is operating at. So while, you know, the root chakra is going to always remain red, I'm just going to see, like I said, the frequency that it's operating under. So we'll be starting off with that. Then I'll get to your tarot cards, where we're going to be checking out a message from your root chakra to you. Then we're going to pull some additional oracle cards on camera to get a more well-rounded message and view of whatever may be going on with your root chakra. Since I've been feeling like, not that I've been feeling like, but I've noticed it a lot lately, that it's like our root chakra is under attack with everything going on in the news and in the media. The media is it's in so deep when it comes to the business of fear. People, my friend calls it grief eaters. He says that people are like, they're grief eaters, you know. Some people, they just like staying in these low vibrational states. They almost are addicted to feeling scared and you know, things like that. So with everything that the news has been reporting on, the media, social media, as toxic as everything kind of seems, I just want to check in with our root chakra to make sure everything's, you know, good, or see if there is anything that maybe we need to focus on or look at when it comes to the root chakra, since it is, in my opinion, one of the more important chakras. I mean, they're all important, but it's definitely the start of everything. In order to get to that third eye and crown chakra that everyone always raves about, you got to start at the root. Obviously, it's why it's called the root. So we're going to be starting off with these cards here. Let's just see pile 1, how your root chakra's been feeling, if anything is affecting it, what that may be. So let's see. Okay, so we have here Divine Conscious. So it's funny. It looks like your root chakra is very tapped in to its crown. It looks like it's very tapped in to what it can sense. The information that it's picking up from the crown chakra seems to be directly influencing, impacting, or affecting your root chakra right now. Divine Consciousness is also telling me as well, because consciousness, it encompasses all the different levels of conscious. So that would be the conscious, the subconscious, the unconscious, the superconscious, and as well as the collective conscious. So I believe that when this card here coming up, Divine Consciousness, this is talking about how your root chakra is being either affected, impacted, or directly influenced by the different consciousness that you can pick up around you. Because, you know, everything in the universe, when you look into quantum physics, everything happening in the universe happens for a reason, because everything that is moving and alive in the universe is basically information. That's what we are. That's what our consciousness is. That's what our emotions are. That's what our soul is. It's these little vessels of information that are walking around and interacting with each other, exchanging with each other, and directly influencing each other. And the consciousness is the hub. It's the center of information, collective information. So what I'm picking up with my pile 1s is, with this Divine Consciousness card, is you guys are particularly sensitive to those not low level, what's it called? Like those really subtle levels of consciousness, those really subtle levels of information that a lot of people don't normally pick up on, or they can't necessarily tell that they're being affected by it. You guys can with my pile 1s. It may even be a little bit of a gift of yours. But you guys, I want my pile 1s. I'm feeling very drawn to tell you to make sure that you are working on your protection, psychic protection. And you want to make sure that you are covering yourself and shielding yourself, and especially your consciousness, with protection as well, because a lot of you guys in my pile 1s, you're psychic. You may not know that, or you may not want to accept it, but you guys are psychic with this Divine Consciousness card coming out to describe your root chakra. So your root chakra is very, very in line and very connected to that crown and all the information being downloaded through the crown. So you guys are able to pick up on the consciousness of the collective, what the collective is going through. You're able to sense it. You're able to feel it. You may have thought that you were like an empath. I hate to break it to you, pile one, but you're not just an empath, you're also a psychic. And so basically, like an empath, they're going to be sensitive. They're going to be able to actually feel what another living being is feeling as though it's happening to them. That's an empath. A psychic is more so someone that can consciously tap in. You can tap into another living being through the consciousness. You can tap into the information that they're sharing in the consciousness, because again, that's what the universe runs off of, is information. Information, like I've always said on my channel for years, is currency to the spiritual realm. Energy is currency to the spiritual realm. When it comes to this information that is being passed around, this is why people can sit down and do a tarot reading on you, or you know, a palm reading on you, or look into your natal chart, or they might just, like my mom, just be able to get close to you and pick something up on you because that is what the universe is made up of. That is what your auric field is. It is information coming off of us. It's pulsing off of our beings, okay? Because our vessel is filled up of whatever you want to call it, matter, substance, whatever it is that you want to call it. That's what our vessel is filled of. And this substance or this matter is information. So this is what your root chakra is really aligned with right now and is really being impacted by right now, is kind of everything that's going on around it. It's almost as though your root chakra is absorbing or downloading all this information. So some of you guys, you may be actually in the industry of spirituality. Some of you guys may be healers. You may be tarot readers, astrologers. You may be palm readers, tea leaf readers, whatever it is that you want to call it. You guys may actually be in the spiritual business because you guys are just like, your root chakra is like this sponge and it just picks up a lot, like a lot. It's like a magnet. It just like picks up all this information. You guys may even be able to feel, you're going to know if this resonates. This may only be for a few of you, but like some of you may even feel like you can pick up what's going on. Maybe like, it's going to sound weird, but you may be able to feel like you can sense what's going on with other entities or other beings, like on other planets or in other galaxies, or like spiritual beings, beings that solely and exclusively live in other planes and dimensions. You may feel as though you can pick up on them. You may communicate with them a lot. They may come to you in visions a lot. You may have had some sort of extraterrestrial sort of contact or exchange. I mean, it's a level of consciousness that goes beyond the physical plane, and it goes beyond human beings, is what I'm picking up from my pile ones. Really, really super interesting stuff. So let's just get to your tarot cards here, because you guys have a lot that's really impacting you right now. I also want to say too, you guys may have one really large entity or angel over you that other people can pick up about you sometimes. With this divine consciousness card, I feel like I just saw something kind of hovering over you, and it's like this one major or big entity. I don't really know how to describe it. That's the best I can do though. So let's check out your tarot cards here. So we have got, for you, we've got the Queen of Swords. I'm actually going to be reading these upright, I think. Yeah, I'm going to do them upright. So we've got the Queen of Swords here. And then we also have the Four of Swords. Queen of Swords, Four of Swords. Just roll with me here. But yeah, your Queen of Swords was in reverse, but just roll with me here. If your security has been feeling unstable, fragile, or like it's being threatened, there's a clear message from your root chakra saying to work on your confidence when it comes to making decisions, and especially boundaries. Because I was just talking to you guys about some sort of like some more psychic protection. One reason why you may not feel so safe is because of lack of like border control, I guess you could say, when it comes to your boundaries. Saying like, I'll never let this happen again, but then maybe allowing like the same triggers or people or habits or choices back into your life. This disturbs the root chakra for you and makes you feel like you are living in a very changeable, unpredictable environment. And it kind of puts you in this state of almost a little bit of anxiety. Queen of Swords is ruled by water and air element. And so this means that you personally, pile one, have a strong correlation between heart and head, or emotions and decisions, or emotions and logic. Something about as well the cusp keeps coming up for you. So I don't know if some of you are born on a cusp, if maybe like you're on the cusp of Gemini and Cancer, or like Libra and Scorpio, or maybe like Aquarius and Pisces, or if you have planets on those cusps. But the Queen of Swords being ruled by air is logical, analytical, some even say cold and emotionless. But with her having that water influence, this makes the Queen of Swords actually quite rounded and even grounded. She isn't making decisions without consulting her heart. She's making decisions because of her heart, because of how she feels and what she is sensing. So again, here comes up that same message of, yes, I am connected to crown, but I can also sense, just like with this divine consciousness coming out for your root chakra. It's like, yes, it's the root chakra, but it's like there's a lot coming through your crown that is impacting your root chakra as well. So that's the interesting thing. And I'm kind of picking this up with your Queen of Swords. I'm gonna flip her back around so I don't forget, because I can see me forgetting. But yeah, so we have the Queen of Swords here and the Four of Swords. So like I said, she's not making decisions without consulting her emotions and her heart. That's the reason why she's making the decisions that she's making, is because of her heart, because of how she feels. And you as well, pile one, respond in this way where your heart fuels many of your decisions and your logic. And your heart is what kind of justifies things, or it helps to sort of rationalize things for you, is your emotions, your sensitivities. And the Four of Swords here talks about wanting to be able to rest in your decisions and not being haunted by the question or feeling of, did I make the right choice? Pile one, that is the thing about life, is we don't know until after. Hindsight is 20/20, right? So this is about finding peace in your heart first and being able to back up your decisions with reverence, being able to say, I made this decision or feel this way and I stand by it. Because until you can gain that peace within your emotional space, and until you can assume this more so role where you are making the decision versus like responding to the action, only then will your root chakra feel more balanced. Because right now your root chakra to me feels swollen, like almost like inflamed or enlarged. And it's because it's feeling, or you are feeling, maybe triggered by what is around you. Divine consciousness right here. This is definitely everything that's around, because you sense and you can pick up so much. As well as too, some of you, this inflammation is coming from not standing by your decisions, responding to outside influences versus like feeling confident in the decisions that you're making. So I'm seeing you guys become the cause, so you're not the effect. We have here a law, the hermetic principle of, cause and effect, where it's about kind of, you're either going to respond as the effect or you're going to initiate as the cause. I see that you guys here know the difference between that, because the Queen of Swords has popped up, and the Queen of Swords is a master of the swords. She's a master of the mind. You guys all as well have this magician energy here. With all this sword energy action, it's like you guys have a lot of magician energy here. You're very good at manipulating your brain and your mind, and dialing it where you need to dial it. You're very good at convincing yourself of things. Very, very good at that. It's a gift. And the only thing is that it's about sort of like reining in on that gift, like taking the reins of that gift and starting to convince yourself or convince your brain or see certain things in your mind's eye that you want to see. Okay, so this is about, instead of maybe like using that gift to convince yourself, like this is just an example, but instead of like using that gift to convince yourself that like, oh, they didn't mean what they said, or they didn't mean to hurt me, or this is what they actually meant to do or were trying to do. You know, it's like instead of using it against your own goodwill, it's about now starting to use it for your own goodwill. And like I said, there's a lot of sword energy here. So this is all about information and truth coming through. You guys receive this information, you download this information and these truths, and then you start to, that's when your own root chakra sort of like gift starts kicking in. And it goes, well, how do I want to tweak this information coming in so that I'm good with it, or I'm comfortable with it, or that it makes me feel good enough? And it's about actually just receiving the information as is and working from there, and not manipulating that information, because you guys are very good at that. If you want to romanticize the shit out of something that's not good for you, or if you want to be able to like look at something that may be toxic and be like, oh, it's not that toxic, you know what I mean? Like I'm just using those as examples, but it's like if you want to convince yourself of something, my pile ones are able to do it. You got Queen of Swords energy, Magician energy here. So you guys are very good at doing that, very gifted at doing that. You've been doing it since you were kids. You guys are like master manifestors as well, master manipulators of energy, divine energy, and divine consciousness. You guys are also able to implant yourself into other people's minds and memories too. So you guys are actually, you have the ability to project your consciousness as well, and to almost, oh, this may sound a little crazy. I don't know why this is coming up in your reading about your root chakra. Maybe your root chakra just wants to tell you about these gifts that you have, and that is also directly impacting your root here. But it's like you guys are almost able to influence people's feelings as well. Now, I talk a lot about how I do not believe that anything can overpower our free will, because I truly do believe that. But that is also dependent upon how psychically strong and protected other beings are. So if you've got somebody that really trusts you, yeah, you probably can influence a lot of them. Or if you have somebody that, you know, they're not like spiritually as protected or spiritually as shielded, then it is very easy to impact and influence people. I don't believe we can control how people feel, and that's not what I'm saying here for you. I'm saying that you are able to influence those feelings though. Like if you wanted to, like, let's just say for example, like if you wanted to make someone think about you, my pile ones are able to do that. If you wanted to put yourself onto someone else's brain where all they can think about is like maybe you or the last conversation that they had with you or what you're doing or how you're feeling or where you're at, or make them like curious, you guys are able to do that. Again, it's going to depend on how psychically strong these people are. Like if it's another very strong person psychically, then like, no, you're not really going to be able to hit them that much. No one's going to be able to hit them that much or affect them or influence them that much. But you guys are definitely able to project consciousness or information to someone else and influence them in that way. I'm totally saying that, especially with these 4 swords surrounding her, and it looks like she's almost like meditating under these swords. It's like, yeah, you guys can easily project that out. So what you guys are also doing with this 4 of Swords presently is you are becoming more of the cause, so you're not the effect. And that's the process that you're in with this 4 of Swords. You're reversing the roles in a sense, so that you're not necessarily just like being affected by everything that you pick up, but you guys are starting to, with my pile ones, you're really starting to kind of like come into and understand and work your powers in a way where it's like, well, I'm going to start influencing and impacting and affecting and projecting and things like that versus it happening to me. So if you guys have always felt like, damn, like I wish I didn't feel so much, it is a gift. It's a gift for you, pile 1. It's a really powerful gift of yours. And it doesn't mean that you're only able to absorb and feel other people's emotions and information and consciousness. No, it means that you can also, anything that you can feel, you can also reverse that. And that is what the Hermetic Code teaches. And it's a very true thing, that it's that law of polarity and that law of rhythm, or the principle of polarity and the principle of rhythm, where it's like everything is traveling between 2 poles. So if you are able to absorb and feel a lot of people and their emotions and their consciousness, that means that you can also influence and project and impact or indirectly touch other people in the same way that you are absorbing their energy is the same way that you can push your energy out. Whatever energy you want to push out, you're able to do that. And almost, I almost said infect other people. Almost infect other people though. Okay, so yeah, you guys are totally reversing those roles. And this is going to soothe that root chakra a lot more for you. Is basically just you assuming more of your cardinal energy or your leader energy, pile one, until you respond to the call that says that you were meant to lead, to make decisions, to take lead. Your root will always feel triggered in a sense. Anytime that you feel like you are absorbing people's energy, or that you are the effect and not the cause, or like people are influencing you, your root chakra is always going to be triggered by that, because you are a natural born leader, pile one. You're not necessarily just supposed to be absorbing people's energy, but also influencing others as well. You're also supposed to be doing that as well. So this is also speaking to you getting ahead of a certain situation in your life right now, pile one, making those decisions and sticking it out until the dust settles and then responding from there. But there's a situation here that your root chakra is begging you to get ahead of for peace, for sure. So let's see what journey kind of that you may be on right now that your root chakra may be getting impacted by. So we have here guilt and imagination. Let me make sure both of these are your cards though. Yeah, they are. Okay, so we have here imagination and guilt. Guilt, I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Yeah, that's also with this Four of Swords as well. There's a process that you're going through where, again, like I said, you're not absorbing, you're not being influenced anymore. It's like, no, I'm tired of feeling guilty, or I'm tired of feeling influenced by other people or by whatever is happening around me. So this is just you, again, taking more control over what you feel, how you feel, and your own kind of self-image in a sense as well. And then we have your imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Again, that's that sword energy and that divine consciousness sort of confirmation just coming through. Underneath the deck here, we also have grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So this is another thing that your root chakra could be affected or impacted by right now, is a certain state or level of grief. If you've gone through a loss, if you've gone through a major change, a major transition, a major ending, all these things can cause a certain level of grief. And even change can cause a certain level of grief because things are different. And so, these are other aspects that could definitely be impacting your root chakra right now. So imagination, what it is that you're thinking about, again, connecting to this sword energy and this divine conscious. What are you thinking about? What do you spend your time thinking about? And if anything or anyone is making you feel guilty, that is another huge aspect impacting your root chakra. So let's see, let's get some archangel messages for the health of your root chakra. I guess maybe how to improve its health. All right, that one just had to come out. Oh, look at what we have, meditation, to help sort of realign that root chakra and get it back to a healthy functioning place, or where it's functioning like more optimally. And it says here, dear Archangel Raphael, please meditate with me and guide my mind and body to focus upon peace, health, and wellness. Yeah, guide my mind and body to focus. Imagination, what are you thinking about? Focus upon peace, health, and wellness. Like I just mentioned, like what are you thinking about? What are you spending your time conjuring up your thoughts? Because that's exactly, it's exactly what is impacting your root chakra for you. Okay, and then we also have here unconditional joy. Okay, yeah, see, you guys have the power to impact the way that you feel. You're able to send information to your own being where it's like, you know what? Today maybe didn't start off as the greatest day, and my mood may have gotten affected by that. But I feel like being happy today. I feel like having a good day. I feel like having a joyful day. So I'm actually going to reprogram myself to that frequency. I'm going to change the entire course of where this day, started or where it was going, I'm going to change that. That is, again, you guys becoming the cause so you won't have to be or deal with the effects, okay? Taking more control. Unconditional joy. It says, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for helping me appreciate everything that makes me happy right now. Yeah, appreciation, gratitude. Oh, my camera just cut off. Okay, underneath the deck here, it says, diet is important here. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for guiding me to make positive eating and drinking choices and for reducing or eliminating my cravings for unhealthful substances. So yeah, this is also about too, taking your diet seriously and realizing that yes, it does impact the root chakra and how you're feeling and how safe and secure you're feeling in your life right now as well. Okay, and let me just get one final message for you guys from your root. And we have here Cupio dissolvi. Not sure what it means. So I'm just going to read this out of the book. So give me a second. And then we also have Pearl of Sorrow underneath the deck. Love these cards. Okay. I think we're going to read both of these actually. I don't know why, but I'm going to. Yeah, we're going to do it. Okay, so give me a second. And Cupio dissolvi says, it is time to let go. Things are working out in their own way. Trust that your heart is wise and is leading you on a soul healing journey and the right spiritual path. So you guys are also on a healing journey right now as well that your root chakra is reacting to, I guess you could say. It says Spirit wants to bring you a blessing and a resolution, but you must let go and allow it to happen. Events are unfolding according to a higher plan. Even if your plans are going awry, know that all will come together at the right time and in the best way possible. Surrender your struggle and hold on to your faith. Yeah, so this is all about surrendering any sort of struggle, challenging energy, anything that's stressing you out, surrendering that. Because again, this is about you guys becoming the cause so you don't have to be or deal with the effects. So this is all about if there's something stressing you, being like, you know what, I could stress about this, but do I want to? Do I feel like it? No, I feel like being happy. So that's exactly what I'm going to be. And it's just as simple as making that decision. What do you want your day to turn out like? What do you want to feel like? Do you feel like being stressed? Okay, well, you guys are strong enough, pile one. You've got both swords cards here. That's all that came up in your tarot cards. This is telling me, and you have the Queen of Swords, a master of the swords, a master of the mind. This is totally telling me that you guys do have the power to completely reverse wherever your mental state is at and however it is that you are feeling. Because again, it's the emotion and logics that are connected for you. So it's your emotions and whatever information that you're downloading that is directly influencing, impacting, and affecting your root chakra. So it's as simple as that for my pile ones. And then we have here Pearl of Sorrow, and it says, ooh, I know I needed to read this for a reason. It says, taking responsibility for your experiences empowers you. Again, becoming that cause so you're not the effect. It says you are going to resolve an issue through spiritual inspiration and higher guidance. Oh, divine consciousness. Yeah, okay. It says you will rise up in full connection to your spirit and access a wealth of divine treasure. That which has brought darkness into your world shall submit to the light and be transformed. Have courage and commitment to your awakening, for you are a precious being and can go far on the spiritual path this lifetime. And pile number one, that is all that I have for you. That's all that I'm saying for you. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, and amazing spirit for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. But until next time, please stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye. All right, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with a color card here just to kind of see what frequency your root chakra is working on or operating on right now. These are color cards, and yes, I know that the root chakra is only red. It's only one color, but these cards here will kind of explain a little bit more about where your root chakra is and how it's operating. So we're going to be starting off there, and then we're going to look into your tarot cards, and then afterwards I'll be pulling some additional oracle cards on camera just to get a more well-rounded view as to where your root chakra is right now and any messages that it wants to convey to you. So let's get started. Hopefully you guys have been keeping sane and safe and calm and relaxed with the energy of this year and collective. It's been quite hectic, so Hopefully you guys have been able to disconnect. I don't know why that is coming through for you guys in pile 2. Some of you guys may be doing some sort of a detox from social media, the internet, even dopamine. You may be doing like a dopamine detox. That word disconnect felt very, very strong when I said it for you. So let's see what we have here. We've got personal power. And so this is yellow. And yellow has more to do with the solar plexus chakra. And then underneath the deck here we have connected. So, oh, that's funny, because I was just talking about disconnect. And then we have connected underneath the deck. Okay, so what I'm seeing here with personal power is discipline. Discipline and willpower when it comes to personal power, because it's exactly what the solar plexus chakra, which is the yellow chakra, that's what it's all about. And we'll be doing a solar plexus chakra reading too, just like we're doing it for the root chakra. I'll be doing one of those as well eventually. But what I'm picking up here with you, pile 2, is with this personal power card, is that your root chakra is being directly influenced or impacted by your solar plexus chakra. So this could be self-image, this could be identity, this could be confidence, self-esteem. This has everything to do with the personal journey, your relationship to yourself, the intimacy that you have with yourself, the way that you feel about yourself is directly impacting or influencing your root chakra right now. And personal power as well is letting me know that it may be a little bit of conflict or a little back and forth with your levels of discipline, with how maybe committed you can stay to something. You may be in like a battle of wills right now is what it kind of feels like, it might not be with another person. It kind of almost feels a little more internal. We're going to have to check out your tarot cards for me to maybe pick up a little bit more on that. But it feels like a battle of wills, like an internal battle of wills, where it's like you're trying to stick to one course, but you may be tempted to kind of go off of it every now and again, or maybe this is a course that you've been struggling on or struggling with for a while, but it definitely kind of this personal power card feels like a battle of wills. I'm also feeling as though too, personal power here, that this is like you guys being able to veto other people's voices and opinions. This is your ability to almost overpower or silence them when it comes to you and who you are as a person, as a soul, who you are at your core. I feel as though maybe you guys are on a journey or have been on a journey where it is all about you reclaiming your own definition and your own life's narrative. So I feel like maybe you guys are just in the position right now where you're trying to regain control, or you're trying to take power over your life, and you're trying to take power over yourself, and you're trying to tell yourself, or you're trying to get to a place where you are listening more so to yourself than to other people when it comes to you, your self-image, your identity, who you are, who you're supposed to be, who you should be, and what and where your life is headed or where your life is going. So I feel like that could be the battle of wills as well. So some of you, it is definitely an internal, it feels more so internal battle to me, like an internal battle. But that internal battle could be getting caused by you going up against, like, let's just say, for example, that your mom wants you to go to school and you're like, no, I want to start my own business, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. It's like there's a battle of wills here that could be getting conjured up because you're fighting for the right to like your own life is what it feels like. It feels like you're fighting for the right to like your own freedom and your own life and your own choice and your own autonomy, maybe a little bit too. So let's just check out your tarot cards, because I could keep going, and let's just check out your tarot cards. So we have here, we have got Chariot in reverse. I almost feel like I want to leave this upright too, because I did this with the previous pile. I left it upright for a little bit of the reading. I don't know why, but I just feel like with this deck today, the messages are coming through a little bit easier with them upright. I'm going to read it in reverse as it was pulled, but it's like easier to gain information looking at it this way for some reason. But we have here the Chariot in reverse for you. And then we've got the Ten of Pentacles in reverse as well. So you know what, just to not confuse you guys, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of look at these for a moment upright, download what I need to download, and then we'll get to your message. Okay, pile 2. There is a fear here from your root or attached at the root about something being meaningless or your life not having meant anything. This could also well be regret. This is mainly stemming from your struggle, though, with lack of direction. With this Chariot in reverse right here. And it makes a lot of sense seeing this personal power card come out, because the Chariot is all about personal power. The Chariot is all about willpower. We just spoke about the Chariot on Patreon, and with the Chariot being my own birth card, I have very strong feelings about the Chariot. It was actually one of my least favorite tarot cards in the entire deck. Its astrological energy as well just threw me off, the fact that the Chariot is ruled by Cancer. But the funny thing that I'm picking up here is you've got a lot of personal power. You're just not realizing it, or you're just not exercising it. Yeah, the phone just went off. I'm starting to take these now as like a sign. It's so annoying because I turn everything all the way down and it still manages to go off. It's crazy. But Chariot here, you've got the Chariot. Even though it's in reverse, you still have the Chariot card here. So this means you have a great amount of willpower, a great amount of it. And whatever it is that we struggle with in life is usually because it's a strength. And the reason that we struggle with our strengths on the front end is so we can start to learn and respect the power of that gift or that skill that we have. If we don't have respect for our power, that is how we inflict pain and damage unwillingly. We can be quite neglectful with that power. We can be quite dangerous with that power when we're not aware of its effects. And so sometimes we end up getting beat up by our own power and by our own skills and by our own abilities on the front end. So we learn how to respect and then utilize it on the back end. That's where you guys are at in your journey, or that's been a lot of your journey. This is like your life's journey is what I'm picking up from my pile 2s. This is not just about your root chakra. Your root chakra right now has been really tapped into your journey so far. Your entire life's journey, your entire incarnation, your entire like soul's journey is very tapped into that. It's tapped into the fact that for a long time, maybe in like the beginning of your life or the first half of your life, you may have felt as though you were very powerless or almost even inferior. And this is why a lot of people go through that again on the front end. And I know some people will say that's unfair. It's not about life being fair. Unfortunately, it's not about that. There's too many other people's will and choices that come into play for life to be fair. So the reason that we deal with things like that, again, is because you've got great power to hold and to yield. It's where the saying comes from. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, to whom much is given, much is required. So there's a certain sort of journey that we have to trek through first. There are certain, valleys and peaks that we have to climb with this power in order to really, really become a master of it and a wielder of it. So you guys are at the point right now where your own abilities it may feel as though they're turning on you, not even like turning on you, but it's like you guys are going to think that whatever insecurity you have or whatever it is that makes you feel not good about yourself, you're just going to think that it's something wrong with you when it's actually your strength. It's actually your gift. It's actually one of your sole reasons for being here. It's just that you haven't learned how to reverse the effects of it just yet. But that's where you're getting. And that is what your root chakra is greatly, greatly, greatly influenced and impacted by right now. Again, you may feel as though you lack real purpose in your life right now. That's because you have real, true purpose. You may feel as though you haven't discovered that purpose yet. That's because you are already acting out that purpose. You may suffer from wondering why you're here, not knowing the reason why you're here, because you are the reason. You are the answer to every question that you hold, pile 2. Every single question that you hold. It is simply about being able to trust in that. But if you are feeling down on yourself, like, I don't know much, or I'm not very powerful, or I'm always getting steamrolled, I'm always getting, people are always pushing over on me, or they don't take me serious, or they take me as weak, they see me as weak, they see me as this, they see me as that. All those things are just beating down, wearing down on you, especially your root chakra. And so the funny thing is that your answers are in your insecurities. It's in those feelings of inferiority. Your power is in the insecurities. Your power is in that feeling of inferiority. Your power is in not being able to answer the question of who am I? Your power is in not knowing your ability and not knowing your image and not knowing your identity. Your power is in being lost in your own journey. That's where all of your power is piled to. And I can resonate with this so much because I've totally been here before, where it's like the very thing that I hated about myself was my power and it was my purpose. And that's usually how it ends up happening. But this is just where you guys are at, and you just haven't come to realizing it just yet. Gold is a very powerful gold, anything like a gold crystal, anything like that. I just saw it for you. Maybe anything like actual gold or like pyrite, something that looks like gold, is going to be very powerful and very healing for you. And somehow, I guess it could help with your root chakra or maybe even your solar plexus chakra. But I just saw gold for you guys. So gold colored crystals, or I don't know if crystals are gold besides like pyrite. It could be things like citrine, maybe yellow aventurine. I don't know, something along those lines. You haven't awoken to that just yet. You haven't awoken to the fact that I'm literally the answer to all of my questions. I'm literally the cure to all of my weaknesses or issues. And so it's funny, you're going to come into realizing that if you haven't already. And it's going to be a very beautiful moment. It's going to be such a healing moment for you, because you're going to feel like it's going to be something that you snap out of, because that's what happens with the Chariot. Like I said, we just discussed this over on Patreon, and that's what happens with the Chariot. The Chariot goes from being the Fool to the damn Chariot. I mean, it's like a overnight thing for him, or it appears to be overnight. It's been a process, obviously, from the Fool up to the Lovers and then the Chariot, but it's like this weird thing just sort of kicks in for him, and the Fool goes from surviving and just making it by and just, surviving off of people's grace and their heart and their goodwill. He goes from kind of just surviving to being like, I'm taking every fucking thing in front of me. And that's what's going to end up happening with you. It's going to be like this switch, like the snap or the switch or something, where you just kind of go feeling one end of it to the entire like other side of this. You may feel like you also as well got caught up in like managing your responsibilities with this 10 of Pentacles in reverse right here, instead of going after something more meaningful in life. Some of you may have had kids at a young age. You may have become a parent at a young age, and so you feel like you lost out on a lot of freedom. Someone here feels like they lost out on a lot of freedom. Maybe you had to grow up at a young age. Maybe you had to be the parent to your parents. Maybe you saw them struggle a lot. Maybe you started working at a very young age. Maybe you had a traumatic event at a very young age that matured you or something. Because it feels as though someone here didn't necessarily get to be a kid, or they didn't get to not take life so serious. Like they didn't get to kind of, it was like you didn't get to be reckless, or you didn't get to be careless, or you didn't get to be free, or you didn't get to be young. You didn't get to be clueless. You didn't get to make a mistake and figure it out. This is like, it's been such weird examples lately in these readings. I'm sorry, but it's like the example coming through is like somebody becomes a teen parent, first time having sex. It's like you didn't get to make those mistakes. It's like, no, like the consequence hits you the first mistake that you met, or the first mistake that you made. It's like the consequence instantly hits you, and you didn't get to go through that period. Like a lot of people get to go through those periods where they get to screw up for a while before a consequence hits them, or they have to learn from it. And with my pile twos, a lot of you guys, it was like you didn't get that grace period. You did not get that. I was just about to say some of you are Virgos, and then I realized 10 of Pentacles is ruled by Virgo. Chariot here is ruled by Cancer. Yeah, you guys did not get to be careless. You know how people go to college and they do all the dumb things that they're not supposed to do? I mean, even I can attest to that. I definitely had my, live fast, die young time, or years, I guess you could say. And eventually I had to pull it back. I had to slow down because, I was being reckless as shit. But it's like you guys didn't get to have that. You didn't get to fuck up. You didn't get to do dumb things. And because of this, some of you guys may have felt like, because life hit you so early on, that you were just immediately claimed by responsibilities. Like at a young age, you immediately, like maybe you had to get to work, or, you know, maybe you had to start working early. Maybe you became a parent at a young age. There was just something here where it was like responsibilities just immediately claimed you. The moment that you became aware of your surroundings and what was happening around you, it was like, you don't get to be a kid. And Ten of Pentacles is the card of legacy, which is interesting. Again, it's ruled by Virgo, as well as Mercury. And Mercury naturally rules Virgo and is the god of the mind and perception. Virgo is an earth sign that deals with the details of something. And as we talked about on Patreon as well, when it comes to Virgo, the sign Virgo pays more attention to the parts that make up that whole instead of looking at the entirety of it. So both of these energies combining is about the gradual development of something tangible. It's about the entire process, taking one step at a time, and eventually being able to look back in awe of everything that you've built. With this in reverse, your root chakra is focusing on the feeling of fear of not building towards something meaningful, of not ever being able to claim your life, of not ever being able to have that moment where you can figure things out, where you can make mistakes. A lot of you have gotten so used to not being able to make mistakes. This is another reason that your Chariot is in reverse, and this is another reason that your root chakra is super duper maybe triggered right now, because it's like you've never been allowed to make a mistake. And when it comes to the card Chariot, which comes after the Lover's card, the card of choice, it's like when it comes to making decisions, I'm not allowed to make mistakes. I have to choose right every single time. That is a serious amount of pressure and stress because we are not perfect. We are imperfect beings. There has to be some level of grace here where it's like we're allowed to make mistakes because we don't know everything. We can't see everything. So it's like when you're dealing with that feeling of I am not allowed to make a mistake because of the X, Y, and Z, that is a serious level of stress. And it can seriously impact your personal power because it feels as though that choice is taken away from you. It feels as though that freedom was taken away from you, where it's like, well, I'm not allowed to make a mistake. All I'm allowed to do is choose right. It's like you're not even allowed to have that freedom of let me fuck up, you know? And so that's going to affect your personal power, where it maybe feels as though you're disempowered, or feels as though you don't have any personal power because you simply can't screw up. So, your root chakra may be right now focusing on the feeling of that fear of not building towards something more meaningful in life. It's like, yeah, I get up and maybe go to work every morning or school every day. I work my ass off and I'm not sure what it's going to all mean in the end. And that's frightening for some of you, or it's a heavy thought because you don't know what to do about it with Chariot in reverse. It's like, yeah, I'd change this if I could, but I don't know how. I don't even know where to start. And with the Chariot in reverse and also Ten of Pentacles, this is talking about as well, some of you feeling insecure about where you're currently at in life because of your age. Age is also coming up. Maybe you're thinking I should be further in my career, or I shouldn't have these questions and doubt and concerns at this point in my life, or I should know who I am at this point in my life, or the rest of my friends know who they are, or they seem like they got a good sense of self, but I don't, you know? Or I should have had a family by now. A lot of these fears are very intimate and very personal power. A lot of these fears are intimate and personal because of the Chariot being here. Chariot is ruled by Cancer, who rules the fourth house, the house of domestic life, house of the home, house of the ancestors, house of the mother, and house of the roots. This is also the deepest, most hidden part of your chart because it's at the bottom of the cosmos. The fourth house rules the IC, the Imum Coli. This is the deepest, darkest part of your chart, and that's coming up in your reading. So these are very deep fears. And you don't even necessarily know how these fears got seated in the first place. Your root chakra is dealing with feelings of possible nihilism within your personal life. And the thing is too, with this Chariot card in reverse as well, and this Ten of Pentacles in reverse, this could even be past life fears that kind of got carried over into this incarnation as well, if you believe in that reincarnation. But you know, this is your root chakra it could be dealing with this feeling of like it's not worth it. when it comes to your personal life. So this could be some of you feeling as though I have no purpose because I haven't found my person, or I haven't found my home, or I haven't put roots down somewhere. You guys need to be rooted somewhere, and it looks as though with Chariot in reverse, you guys have almost been derooted. Maybe it's because I feel like it's more so because you haven't found somewhere to like sort of stick your flag just yet. And this might not just be with your personal life, it could be with work and your purpose, which is what's really coming through. You guys haven't found a place to plant your flag just yet when it comes to your purpose and your direction in life, is what it more so feels like. 333 may be another significant number that you guys end up seeing. There may be feelings of like, I don't have a place that I can call home just yet. I don't have a family of my own or friends around to support me. And a lot of us in spirituality, including me as well, especially in today's climate, talk about self-love and the independent journey, because at the end of the day, life is an exclusive experience, even while sharing it with other people. But when you have heard it preached so much, it can be translated as though relationships should not be your focus, when at the end of the day, everyone's journey and incarnation is completely different from the next. And I know this having studied hundreds of natal charts. Some charts I have seen were exclusively focusing on the home, love, domestic companionship, committed part of their life. It was exclusively focusing on intimacy and one-on-one relationships. And other people's charts, like mine's, for instance, if you were to see it, it's all about independence. Or it could be about, work and career, purpose, legacy, all that stuff. But it's like, it's going to be different for everyone. And for you guys, it may be that part of the journey where it's like, I need to find somewhere to kind of call home or feel like I'm at home. And that home that you're really going to find, though, that's going to bring you the most peace is going to be within yourself. It's going to be within yourself. Because with both of these cards here, you guys, my pile twos, you guys may be sort of destined to live a life that's quite busy, or it moves around quite a bit. And so it may be kind of difficult to feel as though you've got an actual home somewhere when you're moving around so much, which is why it's going to be important for my pile twos to feel at home within themselves, feel at home within certain relationships, feel at home within your work or career, profession, because a lot of your physical life will be moving quite a bit. Let's see. So some of you guys may have some really heavy aspects to your fourth house. Yeah, look at the card that came out. What are we talking about? Doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. Yeah. This is what I was talking about with this personal power card right here. This is about you knowing, This is about you knowing. This is about you knowing that, like, I am where I'm supposed to be in my life right now. But you guys may be questioning that, especially with Chariot in reverse, Ten of Pentacles in reverse. There's a lot of doubts impacting your root chakra right now, because it's like, am I supposed to be here? It doesn't feel right for me. But it's exactly where you're supposed to be. Like I said, you are the answer to all your questions, pile two. You are literally the answer to all your questions. Where am I supposed to be? Exactly where you're at. What am I supposed to be doing? Exactly what you're doing. Let's see. And then we also have patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. So this is about having some patience before you have that sort of like that moment where things just click and you're like, hold the phone. Hold on. You know what I mean? Like, let me just have faith in the fact that I'm where I'm supposed to be and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, or that I'm going to find it. Have peace in that. Underneath the deck here, we have peace. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. So I feel like this is just a little bit of advice or instructions as to what to do when it comes to your root chakra. If your root chakra is feeling triggered in any way, shape, or form. Let's see. Let's get some archangel messages about the health of your root chakra. Maybe any sort of advice or instructions. And so it says, look at that. Call upon Archangel Raphael for help. Dear Archangel Raphael, I ask for your healing help with describe your situation. Thank you for your divine healing intervention. Beautiful. Let's get another one. So this is about calling on your angels for help as well. For help maybe in locating what it is that you're supposed to do. Okay. Okay, both of these are your cards. Just had to check. Okay, then we also have here detoxification. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for cleaning up my body, mind, and life so that I may happily and healthfully live free of chemicals. So detoxification, you guys may need some sort of detox from your life right now, because that may also be impacting your root chakra, is being surrounded by things and people and situations and instances and environments that cause a lot of doubt, or that cause you to feel as though you're not capable of taking care of yourself, or that cause you to feel as though like maybe I'm not at the place that I'm supposed to be in right now in my life. This is about detoxifying as well. Comparison detox. You need to do a comparison detox. Yeah, because I mentioned earlier that some of you may be looking around at your friends and being like, oh my God, like they all have families, or they're all married, or they all have careers, or they seem like they know what they want, like they know who they are. There is a comparison as well that keeps coming through. You can deal with that as well with the Chariot in reverse. Kind of a little bit of like a Four of Cups sort of moment. You can definitely deal with that as well. They are both ruled by Cancer energy. So yeah, you may be having like a little bit of like a Four of Cups moment where you're looking around at other people, and that's causing a few more doubts or a little bit more anxiety with where you're currently at in your life, because you're like, maybe I should be further, maybe I shouldn't be here, and you're starting to question yourself. So you need to also do a comparison detox, if that makes sense. I don't think that's a thing, but that's just what's coming through. Then we also have ask your body for a message, and it says, dear body, please help me hear your messages. Archangel Raphael, please guide me in honoring and respecting my body's needs. Whatever your body needs right now will also help with your root chakra. If you're feeling tired, get extra sleep. If you're feeling hungry, don't starve yourself for that diet. If you're feeling, whatever it is that you may be doing, whatever it is that you guys may be doing, if it is causing discomfort, or if it's causing you to feel any sort of type of way, stop doing it. Underneath the deck here, we have forgiveness heals as well. Dear God and Archangel Raphael, I'm willing to forgive myself and others in exchange for what I really want, which is peace and health. This may be another thing affecting you guys, is any sort of forgiveness, grudges, anything where you may be holding on to the past. It's not going to be healthy for you, and it's not going to be beneficial for your root chakra at all. If you're holding on to any sort of grudges, that may be another thing that you need to detox, is any sort of heavier energy where you feel like a grudge or maybe anger towards someone. It's not that you have to forgive them in terms of like letting them back into your life. That's not even what forgiveness is about. I used to look at it that way too. Like, why would I forgive? And it's like, that's not even what forgiveness is about. If forgiveness was that simple, we'd all be doing it. I wish it was that simple, but it's not. It's like there is a completely, totally other process that happens when it comes to forgiveness. So that may be another thing that you guys need to detox with. So let's just get one final message here from your root chakra. I piled twos. Okay, and we have here Dakini of Infinite Light and Aurora of Gamma. Let me make sure Aurora of Gamma is also your card. Let's just see. Yeah, they're both your cards. Okay, so Dakini of Infinite Light says for you, pile 2, seek and you shall find. Exactly. Find the teachers and teachings which feel pure to your heart. But remember, it is the inner truth of you that will ultimately set you free. You guys, what was I saying in your entire reading? You are the answer to all of your questions. It literally says that right here. Seek and you shall find. Find the teachers and teachings that feel pure to your heart. But remember, it is the inner truth of you that will ultimately set you free. Do not give your power away. Battle of wills, like it says right here, personal power as well. This is crazy. It says, do not give your power away, but do trust in a greater guiding wisdom at work in all aspects of your life. Ask for help from enlightened spiritual beings, like it says over here. Call upon Archangel Raphael for help. Oh, I love this. Everything's coming through as confirmation. And it says, ask for help from enlightened spiritual beings in any matter of concern, and help shall be granted. Believe all problems can be resolved, and a more graceful life experience is opening up for you now. Yes, it definitely is. It definitely is. Just a little bit of patience, a little more patience, and you'll see. And then Aurora of Gamma says here, it is time to let go of what has been. You are swiftly outgrowing your past. Ooh, okay, yeah. It says explore and commit to a spiritual practice that supports your personal transformation so that you can cross the threshold before you now. Embrace your freedom to be creative in your approach rather than doggedly committing yourself to your previous ideas or plans. Exactly. This is about you having your own autonomy, like we were talking about earlier, and detoxing from comparison and thinking like, well, if they're at this point, maybe I should be there too. No, this is about embracing your freedom, like it says right here, to be creative in your approach rather than doggedly committing yourself to your previous ideas or plans. You have the spiritual intelligence necessary to evolve. Continue your healing journey with trust that a positive outcome is imminent. That is beautiful. Pile 2, this is all that I'm saying for you guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, you guys. All right, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with some color cards right here. And yes, I'm aware that the root chakra is red, but I'm not looking at these cards for the color of your root chakra or anything like that. I'm actually just looking to see the frequency, I guess you could say, that your root chakra is operating on, just to get a little bit of an idea. And then we're going to be, after that, looking into your tarot cards and pulling some additional oracle cards on camera to get a really nice rounded view and message of your root chakra to see what it wants to say to you and what's going on. And this is a series where we're going to be looking into every single chakra, but of course I got to start with the most important one, the root. In my opinion, the root is the most important chakra because that is where everything begins, hence why it's called the root. So let's just get started with one of these cards here to see what your root chakra is on. Okay, so we have here, we've got universal energy. So something's being recycled with this universal energy card right here, pile 3. Universal energy is, I mean, when we're talking about any form of energy, it doesn't matter. But when we're talking about any form of energy, universal energy is all connected one. And so to that means that energy never necessarily dies and it's not created anymore. Everything, the whole universe just started out as a singularity. Then it exploded and created all these sort of separate galaxies and star systems. But everything is still connected. So what I'm picking up with universal energy is actually something being recycled in your life. Some sort of energy being recycled, some sort of experience being recycled, some sort of relationship being recycled, some sort of lesson possibly even being recycled, or some sort of karma being recycled. 8. You guys may be a life path 8, or 8 may be a very significant number for you. You may have been seeing 8s, repeating 8s, anything like that in your life recently. But yeah, with universal energy, I'm picking up the strongest feeling of something keeps being recycled in your life, and it's directly affecting or impacting your root chakra and your ability to feel maybe safe. I feel like safe isn't the right word to describe it. Yeah, okay. Underneath the deck for you, we have expression. So I feel as though you guys maybe are going through a similar sort of situation, but it may be like the characters change, maybe the people change, but it's almost like the same experience in a sense. Something's being recycled in your life for sure. I'm wondering if there's some past life energy that's going to come up in your reading at all today, or like in your cards with this universal energy, because there's big effects of something being recycled here. You know what? Let's just get to your tarot cards and see what's going on. So the very first card that we have for you, pile 3, is the King of Cups in reverse. We've got the King of Cups in reverse, and then we've got the Nine of Swords. Okay. If you keep it dark in your home, that's another thing affecting your root chakra right now. If you've noticed an increase in your alcohol intake, that's also affecting your root chakra right now. Some of you as well too. This is going to sound super weird. But some of you as well too, you're dealing with like a minor like cold or something. Whenever you see this reading, this is a timeless reading. So whenever you see this reading, and if you've intuitively selected this pile, you may be dealing with like a cold or something like that right now. That's just something else that's affecting your root chakra. It's minor, but it is affecting your root chakra for some reason. And it just came through. I don't know why. So we've got King of Cups here in reverse and the Nine of Swords. First thing coming through pile 3 is it looks like an incident that your root chakra is calling attention to. An incident where maybe you lost your cool and spoke out of emotion with this Nine of Swords in reverse. This could also be talking about emoting something into reality or into form. For example, this could be seriously disliking someone and then later manifesting like a tough conversation or argument or opportunity to put them in their place, to tell them who they are, to read them for filth, you know. But right now, pile 3, your emotions are manifesting your reality. And you know how they usually say it's our thoughts that we have to live with because they end up materializing and getting projected into our reality? Well, for you, this is your feelings manifesting. These may be with the King of Cups in reverse and Nine of Swords upright. These feelings may be darker feelings, heavier feelings of anger, jealousy, sadness, revenge. Be careful because you may be putting the evil eye on someone just with your feelings alone, pile 3, with the way that you feel about them. And for what I'm saying, you have every right to be upset because to me, this looks like someone you opened up to, you told them something intimate, you told them something private, or you allowed someone into your life and it's like they turned on you out of nowhere. With this Nine of Swords, it kind of like turned out of nowhere, or they used some sort of information that you gave them against you. And so this is letting someone get close because you trusted them with this King of Cups in reverse. Your root chakra is still responding heavily to this incident because you may still be in a state of like shock or disbelief. Like, I can't believe they did that to me or said that about me or lied on me like that. Or it could also be another little scenario coming up here is maybe somebody saying something about you in front of someone else, and this someone else should have spoken up and said something, but they didn't. They may have actually remained quiet or silent with this King of Cups in reverse. And this Nine of Swords is just you feeling maybe like alone, you know, a little alone, mentally, or maybe like in the conversation, it may have seemed like everyone was ganging up on you with these Nine of Swords, like focusing on her like that. It may have felt like a lot of people were ganging up on you, and there was like one ally or one friend that you may have had that should have spoken up and said something, but they didn't. It could have been a parent, could have been a father that should have spoke up and said something, but he didn't. It could have been a mother that should have spoke up and said something, but she didn't. Especially if this was between like two siblings, two kids, and they don't want to pick sides, but it's like it's hurtful that they didn't pick a side because there is clearly a wrong side here. Even I can see it, and I don't even know what the fuck the situation is about, but even I can clearly see that there's like two sides here, and one is clearly wrong. And so it's like it should have been easy for that person, even if it's two people that they care about being at odds with each other, it should have been easy for this person to at the very least mediate, to at the very least just say, hey, you know, you're taking this a little too far, or hey, you know, you were wrong for this. Hey, you know, you shouldn't have said it. Somebody should have spoken up and said that. That may only be for a few of you here where it's like, that may have hurt you more than the person turning on you or saying something that they shouldn't have said. It may have hurt you more to have that friend not speak up, to be honest. But yeah, this is definitely some of you guys just feeling like everyone is against you, or like people ganged up on you, or like attacked you, or like it was almost like a what is that called? Almost like a setup or something. You may have felt like you got set up by like friends or family members, or you know, whatever this group is or this community is. It may have felt as though you got ganged up on. And something about this was powerful enough to really hit Like it really penetrated the root chakra. Nine of Swords is ruled by Gemini, so this is someone as well spreading misinformation or speaking about you like they know what's going on with you. Like there could even be an incident where it's like there's a person where it's like maybe they know of you or they kind of know about you, but they don't really know you like that to be talking to other people about you. You know, they may try to sound like they know about you or sound like they know you or be like, oh yeah, like I went to school with them, or, you know, I knew them for this, or I dated them for a couple of months with that. I don't, you know, it could be, it's one of those like weird people that strangely like they want to be involved. So they act like they're relevant when it comes to your situation or your life. I cannot stand when people do dumb shit like that. It's like, yo, I haven't even seen your ass in the last 2 years. You know what I mean? I haven't even spoken to you in years. Like, what are you talking about? You know, that's what it feels like a little bit. It's just like someone maybe trying to like act like they know you. So that also could be happening. And it's like, if anything, they're just going around spreading misinformation because they don't know nothing from nothing. And so it's like all they're doing is just spreading lies that aren't there. It's not true. It's not actual information. It's not factual. It's not even accurate, you know? And it's really difficult for you because it's like either you're not allowed to speak out, you can't speak out, or you don't want to speak out, or you shouldn't speak out, or you feel like you shouldn't. You don't want to blow some spot up. I feel like my pile threes are the types of people where it's like you don't want to see me get mad. I feel like you guys probably try to control yourselves because you could be a little scary when you get mad. And me being a Taurus sun, I get you. I get you. I hear you. Normally I am monotone as shit. And it's like I only flip out maybe 1 or 2 good times a year, you know? But it's like when it happens, it's like everything comes out because I'm just normally so just like whatever. But it's like what I'm picking up here with you guys specifically, it's like some of you guys, you get scared of yourself when you get angry, or it's like you feel like, I don't like getting angry because I take it too far, or maybe I don't know how to stop, or maybe I really lose control over myself when I'm angry, when I'm in that emotional state and I get there, I don't know how to reel myself back in. Almost like some Sekhmet type energy. Yeah. This is like Sekhmet type energy where it's like, once you unleash me, don't ask me to chill because I don't know no chill once I get there. So that's what I really feel like with you guys. It could also be as well where it's like you're trying to keep it together because it's like if I flip out, I'm gonna scare someone, or I'm gonna seriously hurt your feelings. Like it's not going to be like a conversation. It's going to be like, no, people are seriously going to get wounded behind this. Like their pride's going to get wounded. Their feelings are going to get hurt. And I'm not going to care. You know, there's like a coldness to it because we have the 9 of Swords. You can be an extremely warm person with the King of freaking Cups here. You can be an extremely warm-hearted person. You also have this crazy ass ability to completely cut your emotions off and go strictly into sword mode, where it's like there's no feelings here. There's no mercy here when it comes to your emotions. There is no empathy here when it comes to that. If you betray me, if you do something that you shouldn't do, if you do something that you know is going to hurt me, don't look for empathy, don't look for mercy, don't look for me to remember that we once had a relationship or we once had anything. I'm going to forget all of that. I'm going to forget that. And that may be why you guys try to hold yourselves back a lot. But it is directly impacting your root chakra. This is affecting your root chakra and your ability to be vulnerable. King of Cups in reverse. Because King of Cups is the only ruler in the cups that has his chalice wide open. The Queen is super protective over her cup. She has it closed. She's got all these like little gems and things on it, and she's holding it tightly, right? But the King, on the other hand, he's a lot more lax with his cup. And his cup is not closed. It's wide open because he doesn't detect any threats. Nothing to him is a threat. Nothing's more powerful than him. So for him, it's like there are no threats. And even if a threat arises, he is confident in the fact that he knows how to deal with it. Your King of Cups is in reverse, pile 3, because you not only didn't see this threat coming, or you didn't see this person as a threat or the situation, but you may have handled it, or you may have dealt with them or carried them by losing your cool or reacting to them. So someone may have accused you as well, or you may have looked at yourself as like, damn, I overreacted. And again, it's affecting your root chakra. The reason why you are able to explode as much as you can is because gift is like a weird word for it. Oh, hold on. Anyways, yeah, I wouldn't call it, like, gift is a weird word, but it is an ability. It's an ability. The levels that you can reach emotionally, even with anger is an emotion. The reason that you have such an amplifier on your emotional abilities or on your emotional body is for a reason. It's actually an ability. It's actually a skill, okay? It's a power of yours because you're working with a lot of power. King of Cups is here. So you have a lot of power in your emotions. You've got a lot of cup power. You've got a lot of water power. Some of you guys may be Cancers even. You could be a Taurus. Tauruses are definitely notorious for a little bit of a temperamental issues or like anger issues. I can even speak for that myself. God's still working on me, y'all. I am under construction. All right. I'm working on it. But yeah, so Scorpio as well, because I definitely see little notes here of like vengeance kind of coming through, and you guys may be quite good at vengeance. So you could also be Scorpio. Pisces is another one with the King of Cups. So yeah, I gotta say Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces with the King of Cups here. Nine of Swords is ruled. Nine of Swords is actually ruled by Gemini. You may be a Gemini, but what I'm really picking up for sure, Aquariuses are quite cold, and they do have a little bit of the Aquariuses that I've seen anyways, they are able to get pretty angry. So you could be Aquarius, might even be a Libra, because there's just an ability here to go from like really warm and loving to extremely cold, like to the point to where even if somebody betrays you or disrespects you or does something to hurt you, the way that you respond by completely shutting off and shutting down your emotions and going strictly into this sword mode or sword energy, you'll have the people wondering that did you wrong if you ever cared about them. That's how much you guys can flip these situations around. It's wild. It's like, that's what I'm seeing here in your reading. It's like, okay, I know I fucked up, but damn, like, you're taking it there with me. And it's like, yeah, all bets are off. All bets are off. When it comes to my pile threes, all bets are off once people cross a certain line or a boundary with you, period. But you guys start to feel a little guilty about how angry you get or about how you respond. And that's what's messing with your root chakra. It's not even you overreacting. It's not even about how you respond or how you defend yourself, how you protect yourself. It's how you judge the way that you protect and defend yourself. Yeah, there we go. I got a notification coming through. I swear to God, I turn these phones down. It doesn't matter. The root is all about instinct and survival. That's why it rules fears. When it comes to survival, it is a barbaric, archaic game that requires us to be able to defend ourselves at all costs. If you label and continue to label defending yourself as overreacting, or, oh my God, I lost my cool again, or I shouldn't have said that much, or I shouldn't have gotten that upset. If you've been telling yourself, I shouldn't have even reacted or responded, it's almost another attack to your root chakra, because it's almost indirectly saying, I don't deserve to be protected. You have and had every right to get upset about some form of mistreatment or betrayal, pile 3. You didn't overreact to being triggered or targeted or attacked. You deserve to come to your own defense and to do so unapologetically. And if there is anyone attempting to tell you you did too much or overreacted or should have had more emotional control, they might not deserve as much access to your inner circle right now, because it is reinforcing this idea that your feelings and your heart doesn't matter as much or shouldn't matter as much, that you can rise above your feelings and your heart and your emotional state. And it's like, no, I don't need to rise above my heart. My heart is hurting. I don't need to rise above that. I need to acknowledge that. And I need to protect that, because we're the only ones that are responsible for protecting ourselves, protecting our energy, protecting our time, and protecting our hearts. And so if there's any sort of ideas around you trying to negotiate with you and telling you how much you should be doing this or doing that, it ain't really for you right now. Your heart does matter. So anyone telling you that, your feelings don't matter, but what matters is control and how you look, again, not really for you. You guys are clearly on a part of your journey where you are coming into speaking up for yourself. You're coming into your own voice with this Nine of Swords right here. You're coming into your own voice. You're dealing more so with like this level of emotional authority, because it's more so emotionally, you're working on emotional acceptance. You're working on accepting how you feel, accepting your emotional state, accepting those natural feelings that get conjured up depending on what sort of experience that you're having or what's going on in your life. You're working to understand that these emotions I'm feeling are just as natural as my heart that's beating underneath my chest. So it's like you're getting to that place where you're like, this is universal energy. This is normal. It's okay for me to feel this way. Like I said, you're coming into speaking up for yourself and defending yourself exactly like the King of Cups would do should someone try to take advantage of him. Don't get it twisted. He may be the King of Cups. He may be the king of romance or emotions or intimacy, whatever it may be, but he's still a damn king. He got there by winning wars. He got there by kicking ass and taking names. So he's still that king. He's still that guy. He's still that person. And you can't just completely disengage with that part of yourself. You can't just say I'm all lover and no fighter, because that's not you, pile 3. You can fight just as hard as you love, and that's scary for some people to realize, because you have such a strong ability to love and be so warm and be so gentle. So when people see that flip side of it, where it's like, damn, you can get just as angry as you can be just as happy, or you can get just as like, you can defend just as much as you protect. It scares people because they didn't know that you could flip these switches so easily. And so, people don't want to become the target of that. But when they play around with it, and you kind of come out with it, and it's like, listen, you were playing with me, so I got to show up now. And so, it freaks people out a little bit. But they're safe as long as they don't try you, So it's like, people ain't got to worry if they're genuine. You have every right, pile 3, and that's very important for you to know for sure, so you don't keep battling with your root chakra. You have every right to defend yourself, because again, the root is programmed to trigger that survival mode. And if every time it is triggered to defend itself, to protect itself, or to survive, and you tell it not to, the root is going to start assimilating to this new idea that it can't, doesn't, shouldn't, or does not have the right to protect itself. So protecting and defending yourself is important. It's a form of self-love, pile 3. It's a form of self-love, universal energy, natural energy, recycled energy. It's normal. It's natural is what I'm trying to say. Let's see. Let's see what kind of journey or lesson your root chakra may be on right now. And this doesn't mean that you can't forgive, that you shouldn't forgive. It just means not everybody deserves it. Not everybody deserves your King of Cups. Some people, they only deserve your Nine of Swords because that's the frequency that they're tapping into when they interact with you, when they exchange with you. It's all dependent, it's all dependent upon everyone else. Some of you guys are empaths because you're almost a passive type of energy where it's like, listen, I'll go off of you. I'm gonna match your energy. It's almost like that for some of you. Oh, okay. So look what came out. You guys see that? We got forgiveness. And we also have loneliness. Wow, I know that I'm never alone, loneliness. And then forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Yeah, again, it's not about not forgiving people. But it is also as well about forgiving yourself because you took it to that place of where it's like, I really gotta speak up for myself. I really have to defend myself. You have every right to do that. And then underneath the deck here, we have failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Some of you guys are dealing with failures in some of your relationships, but those relationships didn't fail. They were never destined to succeed because of how some people try to carry you, because of how they tried to treat you, because of how they tried to speak to you. Some of those relationships were literally fated to fail, and it had nothing to do with you. You did not play a hand in those relationships failing, but these are experiences that are still kind of hitting or interacting with your root chakra right now. So forgiveness can kind of help you sort of take back control over whatever the situation could be down here. And then loneliness as well is talking about, is also affecting your root chakra. So some of you, oh, look what came out. One of your archangel messages or advice is just stay positive. I wasn't even trying to shuffle yet, but that's so sweet. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for helping me be optimistic and take the appropriate action steps that support my health. But yeah, you know, with loneliness here, another thing that's affecting you guys is, or impacting your root chakra, is feeling misunderstood. This Nine of Swords, King of Cups in reverse, is like feeling so misunderstood, and it is also impacting your, this loneliness is also impacting your root chakra, because it's like people take my kindness for weakness. They mischaracterize me. I'm such a warm person, but the only part that people keep interacting with, the only part that they keep triggering, the only part that they keep speaking to is my Nine of Swords energy. And so I have to come at them with Nine of Swords energy, when in reality, I'm a King of fucking Cups. Whether you are male or female, it's like you are a King of Cups. I want to give all this love that I have. You know, I want to laugh. I want to have a good time. I want to be at peace. I want to really experience the joys and the beauty and the pleasures of life. And it's like, I don't know why I keep running into, oh shit, that's what I was talking about with your universal energy. Something feels recycled here, where it's like, why can I get out of this 8 sort of situation where it's like, I want to be in this King of Cups, peaceful, pleasure, happy energy, but people keep bringing out my Nine of Swords. It's like this recycled experience or situation or conversation or relationship or something that keeps happening. And so it's like, that's another thing that's seriously impacting you guys' root chakra, is sometimes you feel more safe being alone, or you feel more at peace being alone, because then people aren't just coming at you or attacking you. Some of you guys, you feel targeted a lot. Some of you guys have almost been targeted by every single person that you trusted. By damn near every single person that you trusted, you have at one point or another felt targeted by. And it's like they didn't have the right to target you, because either they like interpreted you wrong, either something got lost in translation. They may have been projecting with this Nine of Swords right here. They may have been projecting some sort of issues onto you and thinking that you said something when you didn't say it, or that you meant something when you didn't mean it, or that you did something when you didn't do it. You know, people could be also projecting their own insecurities when it comes to trust with you. You may have attracted a few people and a few relationships into your life where they're like, I'm going to sting you before you sting me. You may have attracted a lot of survival mode type people into your life. And anytime, and I understand that as well, anytime that you attract survival mode type people into your life, people that are, they only know how to operate on survivor's mode. They haven't learned how to evolve past that. These are people that aren't living, they're not experiencing, they are simply just staying above water. A person like that does not know how to laugh. They don't know how to be in their King of Cups energy. They don't know how to just be at peace. They don't know how to laugh. They don't know how to forgive. They don't know how to love. And so when all that is coming at them, when love and laughter and pleasure and joy is coming at them, they don't know how to accept. They can't accept it. They're in survivor's mode. We ain't got time to laugh. I got to survive. You know, this is how these people are. And so you guys right now, you may be lonely because you just cleared that out. You cleared those people out of your life. It's only temporary though. It's only going to be temporary. What you guys are going to end up attracting are relationships and people that you can actually be this King of Cups person around. Look, home help. Yep. This is your domestic life, your friends, your relationships, your home life kind of being focused on right now by the archangels. As you can see, this angel is carrying the symbol of medicine, I guess you could say, health, wellness, regeneration. So it says here, Dear God and Archangel Raphael, thank you for giving me the courage to ask for and accept help from you, the angels, and others in matters regarding my family and home. For some of you, this is happening in your family, and you feel like your family is turned against you. You feel like your family is attacking you. I'm so sorry for that. I know what that's like. It's difficult because it's like you love your family, you take a bullet for them, but at the same time, they're causing this amount of stress and this amount of unhappiness. That's a rough one. That's a rough one. I'm definitely not going to tell you what to do with that. But, you know, you got to put your peace first, though, too. Pile 3, you have to. And some of you may feel guilty about that. Some of you may feel as though you need to forgive yourself for putting your peace first. But you don't have much of a choice. It's important. It's important. And then we also have here underneath the deck, increased energy. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for filling me with the unlimited energy of divine love and light. Oh, that's beautiful. So that's what's going to be, that's coming in for you guys. The root chakra is definitely saying that that's what's coming in for you guys, is like this sense of more light coming into your life, increased energy. This is more light coming into your life. I'm actually going to keep this out. Or should I keep it? I'll keep it under here. Stay positive about your relationships, Pile 3. Stay positive about people. Don't lose hope in people. Don't lose faith in people. I get that it can be hard, especially when you've dealt with it with so many people and so many incidents, or so many instances. It can be very difficult, and you can start to wonder, like, is just everybody out here like this? I can answer that for you. No, they're not. Because guess what? You're a good person. That means that there's other good people out here. I promise you. I know what this is like. Pile 3, I feel like you and I are kindred spirits. Like I resonate so much. Like I understand so much this journey. Ugh. I want to give you guys like a big fat hug because I get it. I get it. All right, let's see. Let's get a lasting message, some advice maybe from your root chakra. Let's see what it has to say. I just saw somebody eating spaghetti. I don't know why. It's such an interesting vision. And it wasn't like necessarily like the spaghetti part that I was focusing in on. It's like comfort food. So I don't know if some of you right now are maybe eating some comfort food and listening to this, or maybe you found yourself eating, resorting to eating like comfort meals and comfort food because you went through this situation recently, or whenever you did go through the situation, you may have gotten through it a little bit with some comfort food. But it's like I saw it as in like a good thing. Like you guys need a nice night with some comfort food and some laughs, and because you deserve that. You deserve to feel safe and comfortable enough to be in your King of Cups energy. Everyone does. Let's see here. And so we have here Alabaster Tablet of Layla. So I'm going to read this one for you guys. I'm trying to see. Let me see if there's another one for you. Okay, yeah. Kind of felt like there was one more in there for you guys. And then we also have here Sof Hour. I think I'm saying that right. Okay, so I'm going to read both of these out of the book for you. Give me a second. Okay, an Alabaster Tablet of Layla says, you are remembering at a soul level, you're tapping into greater awareness, and an understanding of your highest life purpose shall become even clearer to you. This may evoke unsettling change within you, but that change is necessary for a new way of life to manifest. You are protected and guided at all times, especially when you feel uncertain about your course. You are truly loved. Oh, I love that. Okay, and then with Isof Hour, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it says a way through the struggle has already been created for you, and you are being led onto that path. Your authentic soul path may include recognition and acclaim, notable success and admiration. Oh shit, Pile 3. It says, be grateful, but do not be dazzled or distracted by such experiences. Focus on what connects you to your heart and grounds you in the simplicity of spiritual truth, which is the practice of love, kindness, and peace. Just like we were talking about with your King of Cups, it's what you naturally are. It says this will allow for successful progress in the material world without disturbing the sanctity of your soul. Okay, so that's kind of interesting where it said right here, a way through the struggle has already been created for you, and you are being led onto that path. Your authentic soul path may include a recognition and acclaim, notable success and admiration. That may be why you guys have gone through this with so many people and so many relationships in your life, is because you guys are fated. You may be fated to have a lot of acclaim and recognition and success in your life, and you need the right people around you. If somebody's true colors comes out, that they're not good people or that they don't deserve you in their life, it is for a very divine specific reason. Move on from them being assholes or whatever it is that they do that's not great. Move on from that, but at the same time, like, don't keep it in your life. Like, don't keep it in your life. It's okay to forgive them. Don't keep them in your life, though. Normally, I don't say that with so much conviction because I don't like to lean any which way in my readings. I don't like to make comments on the decisions that you guys should be making. A lot of my pile threes, if you were intuitively drawn to this pile, it is because later on in life, at some point, you will come into some sort of recognition, some sort of notoriety, some sort of success. And when that happens, you need the right people around you. Because can you imagine having these types of relationships around you when you have that level of, whatever it may be that you end up achieving in your life? Oh no. So there's a lot of light that's about to start pouring into your life. A lot of light, a lot of blessings, a lot of really good energy. And the moment and the time is coming, and the people and the communities and the friend groups and the family and the partnerships and the connections and the romances and the relationships are coming for you, where you can finally start to be this King of Cups in person and safely and securely, without worrying about, am I going to have to turn into this Nine of Swords person? Eventually, you're going to be able to be this King of Cups upright, where it's like, this is just who I am. I'm full of unconditional love and peace and joy and happiness, and this is what I want to be. And at the end of the day, I'm not afraid of I'm not afraid of any sort of threats. Nothing can threaten this, because nothing can take it from me. You guys are getting to that place where this King of Cups is going to be upright for you. And if there is anything around you that is trying to evoke this Nine of Swords energy from you, you're going to swiftly remove it from your life. But you guys are already doing that, and you're on your way somewhere very extremely important in your life. And you guys my pile threes are on their way to something that a lot of people will not have the opportunity or the pleasure to experience in life. There's a few experiences that you're meant to have, pile three, that aren't average experiences. And this is why the people that are around you are so extremely important. Okay, but this is all that I'm saying for you guys, pile three. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys.